We out here getting that walk in. It's Buddy Luna's birthday today, big 6-year-old. So we celebrating by going on that big old walk up the hill. Just wanted to do a video today, and I want to start doing them a bit more consistently. Having the yarns, sharing the process, the personal development process, the mindset, how my physical training's going, stuff like that. And I think a big thing I want to touch base on this time around is the gratitude, just the gratitude, I guess, and all the things that revolve around that gratitude. So yesterday I got up and I did a killer morning process. Sorry, thought there was someone in the bush over there. I did a killer morning process. I've been slaying it, pushing harder and harder each day, doing more with my time in the mornings, which is good. Just when you think you're doing what you can, there is always room for improvement. And started to add a bit more exercise into my journal time. So, while I'm doing my gratitude and my journaling, I'm also hitting the push-ups, hitting the squats. 2:30 wake-ups every day still. I'm on day 71 of the cold showers. I'm on like day 60 fucking something of the 2:30 a.m. wake-ups. I started them a couple days after I started doing the cold showers, but I was already doing 4 a.m. wake-ups before that. So it's not like I was cheating too much. But yeah, so pretty much 71 days now of this process. I'm feeling way more clarity. There's obviously been a lot of like pushing through the tiredness, through the fucking cold lately. It's been -2, minus fucking 0. I don't know the fuck. You get what I mean? Cold as hell. Still doing them cold showers like I said I would. Still getting up 2:30 and sticking to it, training harder. I'm now trying to get into that bulking phase, put on a bit more weight, but not try and put on too much fat. Just keep building that lean muscle, keeping my diet pretty strict, but also just eating more of the stuff I've already been eating. I'll share more of my diet on here potentially as well in the future. And I have tracked my macros, but I wouldn't say that I have like that fully dialed in yet, but I know what to revolve around, and I know how to hit them pretty close, and what I need to eat more of and stuff. So I've at least got an idea of that. And I'm always keen to learn more about that too. So, but either way, so I was having a real cracker morning, smashing it out, and I had work, so I'm just fucking dialing in this process before work, getting everything done. Hit 6:30 when I got to get out that door, get in the car, go to start the car up, and fucking I start it, reverse it out, go to drive forward, and just nothing's happening. Like I'm just revving hell high, and she ain't going, and I'm just like, oh fuck, start thinking, fuck, it's gonna be late a bit. I gotta change this plan up now, you know what I mean? Go with the flow and figure out what my next step is. And so I go, I'm like, fuck it, I have to take the ute. The ute's got a fucked rear drive shaft at the moment, but I can drive it in 4-wheel drive. So I was like, I'll just take the ute. But she's low on fuel because I haven't been using it. So I'm like, oh shit, another fucking potential problem we got here. So I jump in the ute, start heading off. I messaged the boss quickly. I'm like, yo, I gotta go get fuel from the town closest, so I might be like half hour late or whatever. And he's like, yeah, it's all sweet. And I head off, drive about 10 minutes down the road, go through all our gates and our front fucking paddocks and shit. And then I get to the closest town and I just have this thought. I'm like, you know, like I'm going to need to get this fuel. And I'm just thinking about the fuel for a second, you know. I'm like, yeah, definitely got to go get that. And I'm like, fuck. I really hope that I haven't fucking managed to forget my wallet in the other car or some shit. So I'm like, I better quickly check in my bags. And I check in my bags, and sure as fuck, I had forgotten my wallet in the chaos of the, you know, back and forth. So I'm like, fuck, here we go. Another fucking hurdle to jump over. So I drive back home and I'm just seeing this fuel gauge going down. I'm like, oh, now we've got a definite hurdle that if the servo's not open in my closest town, I have to drive to the other town and then fuel up there. So I was pushing that boundary pretty hard on that fuel gauge. I get back home, get my wallet, fucking stressing out a bit, you know, like I'm starting to get a bit more stress, one thing after another, but I'm coping. I'm not losing my shit. I'm saying to myself, you know what, I fucking asked for this. Literally in that morning shower in the morning, I was like, make it colder, make it harder. I don't fucking care, do it. And then you know, so I got what I asked for and I was rolling with that. But yeah, there was a point there when I got back to the house and my fuel gauge was so low, and it took me a minute to find my wallet, so I was like stressing a bit about that. And when I finally found it, I was like, fuck it, I'm going. I got in the ute, start driving, I'm looking at that fuel gauge like, oh damn, it's the lowest I've ever had it. And yeah, drove to town, nothing open, no one I can get fuel off, so I got to go to the next town. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to keep going. If I run out, I run out. Just deal with that as it comes to. Managed to make it to the servo, got that bitch fueled up, and headed on my way. Got to work about an hour and a half late in the end, which, you know what, it was not even a big deal because literally just doing landscaping, you know, cutting grass, and it wasn't even a hectic day. It was just 2 jobs, 1 3-hour job, just whippersnipping at this big place, and then just a private job as well somewhere else. So ended up being like a 4-hour day in the end there, and you know, I still finished up at a good time. The boss wasn't stressing, so I just like to dial in and have that routine. So when some spanner gets thrown in the works, I guess I noticed more that, you know, obviously we all get thrown off when we get a spanner thrown in the works, but how thrown off do we get? That's the real question. And I got tested, you know, had my little test of the day, and I pushed through obviously, but I was at work, you know, I put my headphones in, start whippersnipping, and just having these thoughts like, you know, that wasn't even hard. Like, in the moment, felt like fucking, you know, the world was falling apart for a second there, you know, like, oh fuck, all these things going wrong, you know, you feel like they're going wrong. Really, so I think the only thing that was wrong was my flawed perception, my flawed perspective, you know. Like, yeah, it's easy to get stressed out, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that isn't a problem that occurred, but the problem was very minute when I actually took a moment to reflect on it. When I started that whippersnipper up and hitting that grass, I was just like, what was that even stressing over, you know? My wallet, some fuel, and being late to work, and one of my cars having like a fucking, you know, could be major, could be minor, but who really cares, you know? I got another car, you know, it sucks, don't get me wrong, I'm not fucking saying it doesn't, but those problems, really, like, they're not problems, and that's not hard, you know? Like, you know, I was just having this, like, you know what's fucking hard? Like, people that don't even fucking have a car, You know, people that don't even have fucking money to fucking buy their fucking fuel this week. Like, I've at least got money in the bank, and I've got fucking my wallet, and you know, I can buy my fuel. And I feel like this is all a byproduct of that gratitude that I have been. Come on, boy. Nitro. Oi. Nitro, come on. Good boy. Sorry. Just had this boy fucking thinking about going down the bush. But yeah, you know, all that gratitude practice I've been doing, it really can shift your mind state. Not to mention like the mental training I've been doing through the stressing myself out in the morning purposefully, like the cold showers, the workouts, getting up early, pushing through. You know, it does make stresses in the day go a lot easier when they do occur, because we're going to face stress. We're humans, and it's part of the process. The compression, it's inevitable. So just got to go through it, and how you show up for that compression, that's what's going to decipher the results, the outcome. So yeah, I pushed through. I was just thinking, you know, this ain't hard. Like, your homie's fucking serving 17 years in fucking jail right now. That's fucking hard, you know. Lewis's dad's fucking, you know, living without his son. That's fucking hard. There's fucking people out there with no fucking arms and no fucking legs, and they're still showing up every day. That's fucking hard, you know. Someone's fucking just buried their fucking daughter, their son, their wife, their grandpa. That shit's fucking hard, man. What, your fucking little wallet and your car issue? That shit ain't nothing, you know. And I just felt like, damn, you know, I'm finally developing that mindset. Finally changing that flawed perception, dialing it in, you know, and I see how that affects all areas of my life. And I'm grateful for that. I really am. And I felt like it was a very valuable share to jump on here and have a yarn with you about that today. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. And I'm about to keep fucking moving, take these girls up the hill, spend some time with nature in some silence, stop bloody rambling, and yeah, enjoy this bit of sun that's finally coming through. It has been a cold bloody morning. Love you guys. Get it, stay hard, and keep on fucking pushing forward. You!